According to the Time website, the Person of the Year is bestowed upon a person, group, or concept that had the biggest impact for good or for ill, which that's him, all right. Over the years, Trump has had many ups and downs when it comes to Time magazine. In 2013, he wrote the Time magazine list of the 100 most influential people is a joke and a stunt of a magazine that will like Newsweek soon.
Trump just got named Time's Person of the Year. Again, but here's the kicker. He's facing more criminal charges than a season of Law & Order. How's that for a plot twist? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Which brings us to Donald Trump, who got yet another early Christmas gift today. He was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. That's the cover. Sadly, there's no one left to roll it up and spank him with it. But in 2015, when they put him on the cover of Time Magazine, a great honor. And then they didn't make him Person of the Year that year. I told you Time Magazine would never pick me as Person of the Year, despite being the big... Sadly, the era of good feelings did not last. Time Magazine called to say I was probably going to be named Person of the Year like last year, but I would have to agree to an interview and a major photo shoot. I said probably is no good and took a pass.
From ringing the NYSE bell to potentially ringing a jail cell bell, Trump's story is like a soap opera on steroids. We're breaking down how he went from you're fired to you're wired. Faster than you can say, Kofif. Buckle up, Buttercup. This ride's bumpier than Mar-a-Lago's putting green. Remember when Trump's biggest problem was choosing which tie to wear? Those were simpler times, folks. Our boy Donnie has come a long way from his days as a real estate tycoon with a bad comb-over to a reality TV star with, well, still a bad comb-over.
Be dead. And just took a look at Time Magazine. Looks really flimsy, like a free handout at the parking lot. The sad end is coming, just like Newsweek.
But then, like a bull in a china shop, Trump decided to crash the political party, and boy did he make an entrance. In 2016, he shocked the world by winning the presidency. It was like watching your drunk uncle actually catch the bouquet at a wedding. Unexpected, hilarious, and slightly concerning. After his win, Trump was grinning wider than a Cheshire cat on laughing gas. Time magazine slapped him on their cover as Person of the Year. There he was, all smiles and huge plans, probably thinking about which country to tweet at next.
Germany, but then the next year, thank you to Time Magazine and Financial Times for naming me Person of the Year, a great honor. And then this was today when Trump celebrated his Person of the Yearhood at the New York Stock Exchange. He jammed his little finger on that bell like it was the Diet Coke button in the Oval Office. That's how long my son would ring a bell. He's 7 years old.
Fast forward to today, and oh, how the mighty have fallen. Our Donald is facing more criminal charges than there are episodes of Law & Order. It's like he's trying to collect indictments like they're Pokemon cards. Gotta catch 'em all, right, Trumpy? Now, you might be thinking, what could possibly top being both President and Person of the Year? Well, how about being Person of the Year while also auditioning for Orange is the New Black? Talk about multitasking. It's been quite the roller coaster ride for old Trump. He's gone from firing people on TV to potentially being fired by voters. It's like he took the phrase, go big or go home, and decided to go big and go home to a potential prison cell. But hold on to your MAGA hats, folks. Trump's not done making headlines. In fact, he's just getting warmed up, like a bad penny or that weird smell in your fridge. He just keeps coming back. Stay tuned for the next episode of As the Trump Turns, and same bat time, same bat channel. Here's a real head scratcher for you.
Since he was back in the Big Apple, Trump treated a floor full of stockbrokers to the classic timeless story of the old lady and the apple. Before this, the biggest act of clemency was on election night on November 5th, when Joe Biden is, he's handing out pardons like they're Werther's Originals. He has no more malarkey to give right now. Donald Trump's free bird right now. Meanwhile, President Biden was in a gift-giving mood today. He commuted the sentences of almost 1,500 Americans serving time for nonviolent crimes. It is the biggest single act of clemency in modern American history.
How does a guy facing more criminal charges than a Grand Theft Auto character end up as Time's Person of the Year? Again? Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive into the bizarre world where courtroom drama is the new campaign rally. Our boy Donnie's got more legal battles than he's got bad hair days. And let's be honest, that's saying something. He's juggling indictments like a clown at a circus, but instead of juggling balls, he's tossing around words like witch hunt and fake news.
In America, and it's not going to happen in America.
Yeah, and it never happened in the first place in America.
It's like he's playing legal whack-a-mole, except he's the mole and the courts are the hammer. But wait, there's more. Trump's got a plan that's crazier than his spray tan routine. He's promising to pardon most of the January 6th rioters if he becomes president again. Yep, you heard that right. In his own words, it's going to start in the first hour, maybe the first 9 minutes. Talk about a plot twist. It's like he's planning the world's most awkward family reunion, but instead of Uncle Bob's potato salad, we've got MAGA hats and conspiracy theories. Now, you'd think being Person of the Year while facing potential jail time would be awkward, right? But for Trump, it's just another Tuesday. He's like that kid in school who gets sent to the principal's office and comes back with a lollipop. The irony is thicker than Trump's ego, and that's saying something. But here's the $1 million question. Will Trump's legal troubles boost or tank his campaign? It's like asking if pineapple belongs on pizza. Everyone's got an opinion, and it's usually loud and angry. Some folks think his courtroom drama will fire up his base more than a case of Red Bull. Others reckon it might turn off moderate voters faster than you can say you're fired. Trump's strategy? Turn those courtrooms into campaign rallies. It's like he's trying to make Objection, Your Honor the new Make America Great Again. He's playing 4D chess while the rest of us are still figuring out checkers. Or maybe he's just knocking over the board and yelling, "I win." We'll have to wait and see. So what does this orange-tinted roller coaster mean for America? Well, grab your popcorn and your grumpy Trumpy memes, folks. This show's far from over, and if there's one thing we know about Trump, it's that he always keeps us guessing. Will he make a comeback or end up in the big house? Stay tuned. So here we are, folks. Trump's wild ride from real estate mogul to reality TV star to president to, well, who knows what's next? It's like watching a reality show where the star keeps getting voted off the island but somehow ends up back on it every season. This whole saga says a lot about America, doesn't it? We love a good comeback story, even if it's more of a comeback to court story. Trump's like that relative who always shows up to family gatherings uninvited but still manages to be the center of attention. Whether you think he's the second coming or the Antichrist in a bad toupee, you've got to admit, Trump knows how to put on a show. And Time magazine? They're just handing out front row tickets. Love him or hate him, Trump's got us all glued to our screens wondering what bonkers thing he'll do next. It's the American way, baby.